Hi, in this lecture I will show more blade directives that you will have to use to create your templates. I am going to proceed with a practical example. In the last lecture we created the student controller and we wrote some codes, and this was our route. Okay, now instead of using this data I am going to do something. I am going to remove this data. Suppose this is home page, I am going to call it home instead of welcome, and I am going to rename the welcome and name it home. This is our home page. Suppose we have another page that is about page. Okay, about.blade.php. We have these two pages in our website. Suppose in home page this is HTML code, and here I create something, and here I also create something. This is about page. This is our page title, and in home page the page title is home page. This is our page title. Okay, now what we can do is in the student controller this is index and home, and I will create another function that is about, and I will call the about view here. Okay, this way. For home page I will write some contents. For example, this is a page heading and this is home. After home there is a menu. For example, suppose this is home menu and there is another menu that is about menu. I am going to create two routes. This is home route, student controller index, and I am going to create another route that is about, and here about function, and I will give the name of this route student home, and the second route I set up the name student about. So these are two routes. Okay, student home and student about. So this is our route files, and this is home, this is about. Okay, in home page this is home page. Okay, and I am going to write some contents for the home page. This is home page content. Okay, I am going to write some contents and copy this in about. I am going to copy everything for about, because about page also have all those. This is the heading is about, and here this is, here I will change the home name to about page content. So I have two pages, and to make the interlinking I will call it by route student home. This is our home route, and I am going to copy and paste here, and this is student about. Those routes are defined here. Okay, so I am going to copy these two lines and paste into the about. Now I am going to refresh this. You see that this is our home page. When I click on about, our about page comes and every content changed. When I click on home, again I am going to the home page. So these two pages are very nicely done. What I will do is, you see that there are a lot of codes that I have repeated in two blade files. Here suppose body, some meta information, etc., and there may have another course. Suppose menu, I have written the menu here and the same menu here. So this is not a good way of doing programming. What I will do is I will have to use some blade directives here. I will have to make a layout. For example, in the view I am going to create a layout. Suppose layout.blade.php. Suppose this is our main layout. Okay, you see that our website homepage, this is actually layouts. Just think it as a layout. This is a layout, just imagine. And what I am going to change in each page, suppose this is a common layout. For home page I am going to change here, for about page I am going to change here. That means this portion is only changed for home and about. Again, similar way, when I go to my body tag, you see that this is only changed h1, because these two are same, h1 and h1. These are not changed. Okay, so in our layout, which sections I am going to change, that is this, heading and paragraph. About, similar thing, heading, paragraph and title. Only these sections are changed, but other sections remain intact. So in the layout.blade.php I am going to copy this from home blade. Okay, copy, and this is actually our layout. In home.blade.php I will not write this code. I will only write those sections that I am going to change in the layout. In order to do is, suppose this is layout.blade, I will keep this like intact. Now in home page I am going to remove this course. I remove everything. So what will happen? When I will call the home page, you see that there is nothing, there is just a blank page. Okay, now there is a blade directive we have, that what we will do, we will first extend the layout.blade.php. okay, so there is a command to extend a layout, extends, then I will give it a parameter, and this will be our layout page. So here I give layout, the name layout, it will be automatically called. We do not need to add .blade.php here. Let's see what happened when we call the layout. I am going here, refresh it. You see that the home page is calling the layout. For about us, we also call the same layout. Okay, I am going to remove it and paste layout. So when I go to about, you see that about is also calling the layout, because we still did not make it dynamic. So what I will need to do is, I will make this layout dynamic. Now you see that here is a title section. In home page, after extending the main layout, what I will do is I will call sections. The section is a very interesting thing. For example, this is a section. Okay, we can call section two ways. Suppose in first way I will call a section, then I will use two parameters. The first parameter is, suppose this is the title tag, I am going to name it title, and this is what value I will pass to the home to show the home title. So here I am passing home page title, for example. Okay, suppose this is home page title. So this one I will calling from here using the section title, but still nothing will happen, because I will have to use this title in layout section. In order to show any information that is going to be passed from another page and showing it dynamically here, there is another tag, that is yield, and here I will put the name title. This title is from here, and this title will carry the value home page title into the home page. That means what is happening when the home blade is calling, home blade is extending the layout first, this layout, then in this layout it is injecting some variable. Suppose in this layout what is doing home? Home is just into the title variable pushing this value, and here this layout will what will do, it will using yield, it will use yield and then show the value of the title. So now if I go to home and I am doing the same thing in the about page so that you can understand. Here in the title I am going to write about page title. Now refresh it. You see that I am in about page, and in the top you see that about page title. Home, you see that home page title. And in the layout section you see that this is home. Suppose I am going to use another yield here, and suppose this is heading, this is heading. So I will have to call this section data from where? Here. We can call it heading, and heading is suppose home page or home. Okay, and for about page I am also call another heading. This is about, and heading is here. Okay, now see what's happened. I refresh, in this is home page title and this is home heading. When I go to about, you see that this is about page title and this is about heading. Now what I will do is I will make that dynamic this content. Suppose there are some HTML tags and there can have another div, etc. That means this is actually the main body of the layout. In order to make this body dynamic, where not only value, suppose here we can easily call yield, and using yield we can easily send the value with single section this way, because this is actually a single section value, no HTML tag I am passing here. But if you want, you can pass HTML tag, etc. every HTML through a set. So in that case we will have to use the section in a different way. In that case I will call the same section directive, but I will have here only one parameter. I am calling the parameter suppose main content. In this content I will have to use a end section. So this is a block. So what we will write in this section, suppose for home page I will have to write this section. So what I will write here I can use another div, then I can use a span, I can use website, other services, testimonial, etc. codes can be here. So a lot of codes can be here. So all the codes will pass that I have written into the start section and end section. That means this area will be passed in the layout.blade.php using main content variable. Okay, this is the name. So I will have to yield the main contents here. So yield here main contents. So this yield, that is title, it is pulling only a value, and this yield main content, this is taking everything, the complete value. So this is the way. Similar thing I can do for the about page. Here I am going to change it about. Okay, about page content. Now let's refresh. You see that this is about page content, everything changed. When I'm going to home page, this is home page content, so everything changed. And in this way we can make our complete layout very easily.